All right, so let's just talk around the degree of Maya or the false metrics that we live in. Spiritual textbooks, religious books may, it's always mentioned, that there is Maya, we live in false metrics, and when movies based on this concept of matrix, and they really make sense. So yes, Maya, false metrics exist, yes, but but what nobody is telling you is the degree of Maya or the matrix, because when I see it, when I had my spiritual awakening last year and just changed everything, and and I've started seeing the world more clearly, and I've been able to see through illusions and everything. So I just wanted to come here, make this video, and share it with you all. So it's true, that there is Maya, there is matrix, but what nobody's telling you is the degree. Okay, ये बहुत बड़ा माया जाल है. It's a big illusion, and if you really knew how big this web of illusion is, you would really do the inner work. Okay, but no school is teaching us. There is no real education anywhere out there. So I just wanted to come and talk about it so that you know the importance of inner work. you know uh, when I say itna bada maya jal hai, what do I mean by that? Even after you die, okay, I won't be able to completely explain this stuff, but it's true. Even after you die, you're still stuck into the Maya, into the false matrix. Okay, there are many who are still stuck into the false matrix, into the Maya, even after you die. All right. ये तो हमारे शास्त्रों में भी है, ये तो हमारे these knowledge is actually there in our ancient Hindu text, that the soul does not liberate if you do so and so rituals and stuff like that, isn't it? So liberates, that means that somewhere after the death also, the soul is stuck into the false matrix, into the Maya, and then he gets reborn again and again and again. you know Even enlightened masters have said that um, you know birthing again and again in itself is, we feel it's um, rebirthing again and again is not a good thing, for your soul. Okay, like, for example, you travel somewhere, okay, and you like that place, okay, then you want to come out from there, right, and get back home, isn't it? You don't want to stay in there, because home is a home and there is no other feeling like a home. You stay more at your home and less on the places you visit, isn't it? But what if somehow you're stuck on the place you visit and now you're missing home? So you don't get to realize this, but your soul wants that home. Okay. um, I am doing a very I'm giving a very simple, examples of it. I know so much more, but I'm just trying to make it very simple here. Okay, like, um, so that you find it relatable. Okay, I'll tell you something else, and then it's gonna feel like something else. So I'm just trying to make things very relatable. So yeah, things that you've already heard. Okay, I'm just saying that. So yeah, it's a big illusion. Okay, and now let's talk about the illusion in life. Okay, what are the illusions in life? If we are not able to liberate ourselves from the illusion that we are into right now, we won't be able to do it after death. Okay, if we are not able to discover it in life, we will not be able to discover it after death. So it's not, I'm not trying to scare you or something, but I'm really trying to tell you, you cannot, spiritual journey doesn't happen when you're scared or fearful. It doesn't, you go to God and you pray because you fear him, it's not going to work. God's not going to listen to you. Your frequency cannot reach him, his frequency cannot reach you. Okay, so I am not really trying to scare you, but I'm really trying to tell you, like, the depth of the web of illusions we live in. Okay, So let's talk about in this life what all the things that that are there, what all illusions are there. So there are many illusions. For example, even in spirituality, even in religion, okay, there is a whole lot of false information and programming done. They will say desires are bad, okay, desire is not good, sacrifice and stuff like that. No, it's not true. Okay, sacrifice, desire, I mean, there is no thing like sacrifice. When you fall, sacrifice is there only in when you're in your ego. Okay, sacrifice is there only when you are in your ego. When you're in your spirit, there is no such thing as sacrifice. There is no such thing as sacrifice, really. Desires, there are a lot of false programming, there are a lot of false instructions, in religions around desires. Desire is not bad, but the fact is that most of us think that we want it because uh, we are programmed to like certain things, we are programmed to be a certain way. Okay, that is why you will fall for those false desires that you are not. Okay, for example, yeah, let us have a look at the advertisement industry. Let's have a major look at food. Food, sleep, water, these are our basic stuff, isn't it? These are our um, um, basic needs of a human. And how much programming they have made around these basic things, and of course they have made further and further huge webs of illusions. So for example, let's talk about food. Okay, so advertisement industry is doing, they are they are trying to program you for healthy, and they're also trying to program you for unhealthy food. Both the ways they're trying to give you false information and really trying to program you. Yes, and we are not able to have a look at it. Why? Because we are in our ego. When you fall into your spirit, you intuitively know what you want to eat. Okay, for example, they're programming you for healthy food. How? Proteins. Okay, later researchers said that protein cans and stuff like that, they are really causing cancer stuff, to the body. Okay, you will not stay, you will not have experiences, you will leave. And when you will leave, then it is very certain that you know your spiritual journey cannot increase. Okay, your spiritual journey cannot work. it, they want to give you a smaller life, as small as possible. In earlier times, we have definitely heard that there were 100 years, we lived for 100 years. Now it has come down to, life expectancy has come down to 60 or 50, right? But there were even times when we have lived more than 100. Right? I am just not talking about 200 or 300, but even maybe more. Our Asian history is that we lived more, but now they are corrupting our food, they are corrupting our um, water, and we are becoming slaves to all of it. you know और कोई आवाज़ उठाता है तो they try to, what they try to do, they do, right? We have always been matriarchal beings. What is matriarchal beings? Women were our leaders. Now it is patriarchy, and believe it or not, but we're finding it truly difficult. We're finding it truly difficult, okay, because you know what is happening. One boys come, what happens? There's all war in there. I don't want to sound so it was just a joke, don't take it to heart. So yeah. Things are happening, all right. So we have been matriarchal beings, or we have been women were our leaders, okay? And now look at it, they are trying to say that we are moving towards development, civilizations. But look at the development and civilizations, we are away from nature. Look at us. The homes that were there, before were, they were they didn't need ACs, they didn't need any, their construction was such that they were so amazing, you know, and it didn't need, you know, that much of a stuff. Now it's like we need yeah, what they are really doing, they are you know, cutting down forests. You know, the forest has a spirit too. You know, they live in symbiosis, they have a spirit too. They are killing forest all in one go. They are trying to build cities on that. They are trying to build cities on dead spirit. Okay, and it's sad. Trees have life, you know, and of course we have read that in our EVS textbooks, we understand it from here. But if you really become spiritual, we become a little more intuitive, you just try and touch a tree and you will feel its spirit. You just try and touch the ground, you will feel its spirit. Okay, so it's we we understand it here because that's how we've been educated to understand things from here, that this is a living being, this is not a living being, and stuff like that. But when you really get into your spiritual growth, you realize a whole lot of things, you know. You really tend to feel the spirits, okay, of forest collectively, of trees. And it's just no some filmy fiction thing. You know, it's not, I'm not trying to make here a filmy dialogue, it's true. For many years I thought I am a little filmy when I was going on my spiritual growth, because I used to feel a lot. Okay, when I really spiritually evolved, I felt a lot, you know, sometimes very overwhelmed. But gradually I realized that um, this is how this is what it means to be in the spirit, and you know, this is what it means to experience, and this is not what it means to understand. Okay, there's two different things. You understand that this is a living being, and you experience it as a living being. You know how some people you know, they care for forests, they go and hug the trees when, you know, they're coming to cut it down and everything. They are more spiritual people, they understand it to the core, they understand it to the heart. Okay, a mother, we are being programmed to exploit our mother nature. We just need to eat food as much as we want, you know, but we are being programmed. You know, there is a word called food pornography. Okay, so uh, they are trying to program us to like food for our senses, for the taste. Okay, they are programming us in that way. Advertisements may, you know, you see how the cheese flows over from pizzas, you know, and stuff like that. And cheese is so bad for your third eye. Okay, your third eye blocks when you can have cheese and stuff like that. They're making food tastier and unhealthier, you know. They are trying to make you, they know that they can make you slaves, you know, for your senses. Okay, and it's easier to make you slaves for your senses. So yes, they are trying to do that. And by the way, should I say that all of this world is a manifestation of, I mean, this Maya, this false matrix, is a manifestation of lower energies? No, not at all. This is also built on humanity. Humanity has also manifested it. How it has manifested it? We cannot completely blame those, you know, lower energies for building this Maya, for building this matrix. We also have to take the blame on us. Why? Because we were in our ego. They made use of our ego, you know. Either because ego can only feel the shame, and ego can only feel the pride. Okay, so they use both the tactics. Okay, this separated the world into two. So for example, beauty industry, what are they doing? Your nose is too big, get it small. Your lips, get your lips little plumper, you know. You will look beautiful. You are not beautiful as original as you are. You need to get things fixed, you need to get things done. And I have heard interviews of many actresses, and they always said that either some director have told them that they need to get something done, and then they'll get the role for the movie, that they need to get their hair a certain way, then they're going to get the role for the movie. And you know, women have actually said that, you know. And so either they're going to put you into shame, or they're going to play over your insecurities. You know, they're going to tell you, uh, um, you are better than your neighbor. How can you be better than your neighbor? And you are in your ego, okay? You want to be better than your neighbor. So how I can get a bigger car than him, I can get expensive car than him, you know. Both the stuff, I mean, a scooter and a car, they both run on tracks, isn't it? What is the difference between them? They both take you to the same destination. I mean, okay, okay, there must be a bit of difference, but I don't get, you know, buying a less expensive, I don't get the difference between buying a less expensive car and a more expensive car. You know, I have literally seen people around me, you know, and there are people in their middle ages, okay? I have seen people saying like they've met for the first time or something like that, and all they want to know is what car you have. And it is bigger than mine or it is lesser than, I don't know what is wrong with us, okay? We are really programmed, okay, to be seen for our possessions and not for our spirit, okay? We are being programmed to be seen for our faces, our bodies, you know. Do you remember that there was a trend where they talked about zero sizes? I mean, zero figure sizes. Have they lost it? Have they really lost it? Models were literally, you know, they were literally falling off from ramps, you know, because of malnutrition, you know. I'm sorry, my camera will get a little bit, you know, shaken up because I'm moving and making it. So, yeah, I hope you get the point that what I'm trying to make here, you know, unless and until we go through an ego death, you know. And by the way, yes, I have gone through a major ego death last year, and I'm still, you know, shedding off little bits and pieces of my ego here and there. And yeah, I mean, it's so important that we go through an ego death and come to our home in our spirit, you know. Only then we cannot be programmed. Only then we cannot be utilized. Okay, only then we cannot be slaves to their, you know, to their agendas. So let me take an other example of media. You know that media is also bought, you know, by political parties, you know. And then I see that there are many people of my age, they don't have time for politics. They don't have time to really know what really politics is. It's just so confusing, you know. Nobody is giving them an original news, you know. Every and um, you know, the young ones, you know, the teenagers, or I mean, okay, teenagers are not supposed to vote, but I have seen the young ones, the 18 plus and stuff like that. Even people my age, okay, they are very confused around who to vote, what to vote, you know, because both the channels are kind of bought by political parties, and they are not able to see the truth. What is the truth of what is really happening in a country? You know, what are the right people who are really making, really using up their voices to point out the right, to point out the truth, you know. So yeah, all of this is happening, and even media is very much manipulated. Even many wars, you know, that did not happen, we were told that they were happened. I mean, if you remember about Twin Towers, the plane crash happened, you know, the Twin Towers. USA is, by the way, quite an hub of, you know, malicious things. So Twin Towers, if you know that a plane crashed by the Twin Towers, and then a book was written mysteriously, and of course I think this was banned or something like that. I don't remember the author or nothing. I'm just bad at remembering things. By the way, memory is all, they're trying to work on your memory. School is working on your memories, and when you work on memory, your body gets denser. Okay, your body stores memory, your body gets denser, and when it gets denser, you won't be able to do your spiritual work that quickly. Okay, so you know, there are religious textbooks and spiritual textbooks, yes, you read them, but you should not memorize them, or you should not live by those texts. You have to understand and live by the moment, in the present moment. That is what real spirituality is. Memorization will make you denser, and all our school is focusing on making a body denser, on memorization. We'll reach more to our lower selves and not to our higher selves. So let's come back to the point. So I was talking about the Twin Towers, right? So yes, Twin Towers. So there was a book written by a guy, very mysterious guy, something like that, and it talked about how the bombs were already present in the lower floors, okay, on the ground floors already. So there is a whole so somehow it was, let's say, maybe manipulated and articulated already, okay. So really, some really bad energies are trying to do it, are really, are in a position or something, and they're really trying to make use, okay, of innocence of humanity. And 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 of course, somewhere it's humanity greed, somewhere it's humanity's pride, somewhere it's humanity's insecurities that are, that these lower energies are striving on too, but now, right now, there are a lot of higher energies present here on our planet, and if we really work sincerely with a true heart, if we really want to return to our home, really want to return to our spirit, I think there are two kinds of people. One who have got their life completely screwed up, and then who got their life completely perfect. And they both are missing something, and that's home. That's the home, that's the spirit, they are missing it. And yeah, I mean, I am an example of that. If we succeed, if we strive for our spiritual growth, we can really achieve it. And yeah, I mean, my life has changed since, and yeah, I really wanted to talk and share about it on my YouTube channel over here. So yeah, it is happening. Imagine the degree of the Maya false matrix that has been created. Whenever somebody tries to talk sensible, like whenever somebody tries to do the real thing, which is, in the West they were burned, okay. So we know Jesus was crucified. When Krishna was here, not many kind of people worshipped him, or understood that he was God. Only when he left his body, now they made him God. And after making him God, they really changed the textbooks. How clever they are. They changed the textbooks and stuff like that. They modified it. So all this thing is happening. When are we going to wake up? Our history is so damn modified. Our history is so damn full of biases, and I mean, it's still happening. Have a look at China. Have a look at China's media. What is happening over there? What they are doing, okay? They are, the countries that they want to be at war with, they kind of bring a false, notion of that country to that country. So yeah, it's a whole lot of web of illusions, and they want you to get stuck into your own problems. They want you to get stuck in your own job. I mean, imagine we work for 90% of day goes in our work. Imagine, where will be their growth? Where will be the spiritual growth? They want to leave no room for spiritual growth for us, okay. They want us to work from 7 to, from 9 to 9 in the from 9 in the morning to 9 in the evening to 9 in the night. That's what they want. MNCs and stuff like that. A little bit change has come, but where the change has come in little good companies and stuff like that. But many companies are still, and nobody talks about it, because everybody is doing is, nobody talks about the overburden, or the exertion of work that a human being is going into. And what happens when you work like this, what happens when you work like for these many hours? What really happens when you work for these many hours? You will feel compulsive around many desires and stuff like that. So you would want to go on Fridays and watch movies. You would want to eat out, have dinners out and stuff like that. So it is yeah, you will they want to make you little compulsive. Okay. When you will work for, when you work more than your spirit can allow, you know then what happens is that you want to, uh, your mind cannot settle. You cannot settle. Okay, when you really do your creative work, when you do what your soul wants, you know then definitely you will not feel, you will not attract in many false desires. Okay, you will not be taken away by advertisement industries. You will not become very compulsive around things and stuff. So yes, that's exactly what I wanted to put on this video. How manipulated we are, how programmed we are, and what are they saying in return? ये systems change नहीं होंगे, ये systems change नहीं हो सकते हैं. These systems cannot change. And I mean, they have always been there. No, they have not always been there. We had a matriarchal system. Women were the leaders. Okay, go and look at our Asian scriptures and stuff. We live in a, and even if they have always been like this, why not change it when the time demands? Why not change it when the time demands? And we need it right now. We need to change a lot of things around our education, a lot of things around corporate, a lot of things around our health, a lot of things around food, around sleep. So yeah, like, share and comment, what all programmings that you see, and are you really critical about it? And tell me in the comment box what kind of, for me, for many years, my insecurities, feed off these false metrics. Okay, so for you, what were your things that feed that you gave your energy to this false matrix? What were your things, your insecurities, your pride, or whatever? Do share it in the comment box, and release it, let it go. You are not that. So yes.